Speaking of scaring me, Jesus Christ, Mark Briscoe, at some point, he's going to hurt himself. He's still working his ass off. And the people love him, but they keep putting his promos are good. He came out, cut a promo, and said Don Callis looked like Elton John dressed up like a prosthetic penis. And he wants Kyle Felcher and he wants the TNT title. It just, he's working his ass off and he has deserved so much better. The people liked him. They would have liked him more. But now they're just putting him in here to constantly get the shit kicked out of him and fail in the end. And I don't know what they don't see about, they had a chance to have a really great gimmick babyface here. And instead, nevertheless, he does a promo. He wants Kyle for the TNT title, but now Callis says that he's got to beat somebody to get to Kyle, so he wants that guy. And the music plays, and out comes old Don Callis with Rocky Romero and Lance Archer. And the fans do the thing where they boo over Don and they don't listen to him. And again, it was funny when it was Dominic, and it was cool when it was Dominic, and Dominic wasn't trying to say anything important anyway. They were milking it. But when now they've just decided they're going to do it because they don't give a fuck what these people are saying, you can't get the goddamn angle out. And he said Briscoe's opponent on Saturday. So Mark came out on Wednesday and called out the guy he's supposed to fight. And Don says it's going to be on Saturday. And it's Take a Shit. And his music plays, and he comes out wearing a dress shirt and genie pants. What in the world?
I thought he was ready to go play golf in the 30s.
I don't know what. Why do they want him to look ridiculous instead of cool and badass? But he gets in the ring, does a face-off with Mark Briscoe, and then gets back out of the ring. And okay, we've established that's the match on Saturday, but now Briscoe cuts another promo, but I want to fight right now. So Rocky Romero volunteers, but Don picks Lance Archer. And so now we've got Mark Briscoe versus Lance Archer. And here's the thing, Lance Archer has all the size. He can do shit. He works like a giant. The problem is he's been booked by Tony Khan for 5 years now. And so nobody whatsoever gives a shit about him or anything that he does. Because why would you with the things that he's done? And he just beats up Mark Briscoe. Whenever Mark is fighting back, the people are with it. Whenever Archer takes over on him, it's dead silence because they love Mark and they don't give a shit about the other guy. And they go a few minutes too long. And Mark hit the froggy bow and won 1, 2, 3. I'd be very interested to see if he beats Take a Shit on Saturday, and he's certainly not going to beat Kyle for the title. So there's Mark Briscoe that could be the answer to so many of their problems if they'd taken care of him from the start 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. Instead, they're starving for baby faces, and he could be a buffet, but he's been booked into the middle. So you got that going for you.
And A, I wouldn't put him over Takeshita right now. And B, if I was going to do that match, I would have put that match on Wednesday night.
Well, they want 198,000 people to see it on Saturday.
You know, I'm talking about things that lead to the long-term damage. Don Callis and his stable, but really him, getting on commentary every time one of his people are out there and he does his shtick. But he's like Robert Fuller in Memphis. Like just all
he's
over
not
this
that
show.
good.
All over this show.
He's all over the show, but he's not that good.
And he's not even the booker. And he's all over this show for no reason. And again, there's a lot of central characters who have been all over Dynamite for the last year and a half or so that are the reason it's an unwatchable show you don't care about.
If Don was a manager, it might be better, but he doesn't manage. He doesn't lead the group in a lot of the promos in terms of advancing their shit. He just does indie sounding stuff. He doesn't manage at ringside. He doesn't interfere in the major match. And when he does, it's a comedy type of thing where he kicks somebody and hurts himself. It's just, there's no manager to it. I don't know what's going on there. Tag team title was on the line, Brian. Bandito and Burger King against Claudio and Wheeler. And I'm sorry, but I refuse. I refuse. I'm not. And here's what they did. 12 minutes in, Dick the Boozer comes out, runs Brody King into the post. They get a 2 count on Bandito. Darby comes out and tackles Moxley, and they get in a fight. And Bandito hit that goofy move that he does on Wheeler, useless 1, 2, 3.
Claudio.
I'm sorry.
Claudio and Wheeler together is, again, one of these things that has been all over this show as everything has died. People do not want to see the Death Riders. I'm sorry I know you like Claudio, and this is not the Claudio of 2010.
I'm tired. This is not the Claudio of the Kings of Wrestling.
That's
this
right.
is the Claudio of the Bane of Wrestling.
Yeah, this is terrible stuff. And Brodito, the fans at least like them and are into them. But Brodito being the tag champions probably is a bigger indictment on the tag team division than it is on either of them as a tag team.